Hello, everybody. I am Dr. D from 963B for you. I want to continue our discussions on some steps and to help you understand what it takes to really go about getting your help for military sexual trauma. Okay, so in the military, it's called military sexual trauma, whether it's been rape, whether it was harassment, made fun of, talked down, sexual innuendos, sexual comments. These are just some things, for example, that are sexual towards you as male or female. So the first thing you going through this trauma or someone going through this trauma needs to do is write it down after everything's finished the day. Write it down on a piece of paper. What happened, what occurred, try to remember the people around you at that time. That it's going to be coming in very critical when you least expect it. Very critical. So also what you need to do is talk to your birthing mate, shipmate, rack mate, whatever in your command. You also want to sit down and talk to your supervisor. Now, my friend says, what suppose it is your supervisor that is actually doing the harassment? So then you have to go to an outside source of administrative and let them know you would like to file a report. You have that right to do that. You want to be aware of the steps you take, because sometimes paperwork can slide. Sometimes people don't read the paperwork. Sometimes people accidentally put your paperwork in the trash. You want to also make sure your medical records are in order when you go to the medical hospital corpsman, medic, whoever you're seeing. You want to basically talk to the person in medical and let them know that some of the things that you're experiencing. You also want to see if you can get some help for this and get some medical attention, because we don't realize this trauma that you experience now can have a lasting long-term effect on you, not only mentally but physically, because if you suppress it, it comes out in other ways. So those are some of the steps. Writing it down, talking to your officer, if it's a commanding officer, saying how to go out and around and go to administrative and let them know that you want to file a report. Also talk to a fellow officer that you know of, that you're friendly with, to let them know what's going on. That's another route. Another route is, as I said, letting it be documented in your medical records. Let it be known that this is what's going on, this is what's occurring. Do not just keep silent about this. Also, you want to share with, like I said, some of the other people around you that you're close to, that you can trust, about some of the things that are going on. Another thing that you can do is, as you're writing everything down, as you're telling these people, write down their names, write down the time, write down the day. You want to keep meticulous notes of all the stuff that went on that you remember. You want to go back and see who was around, remember your relationship with them, and who was around and experience, and you want to remember that emotion. Now, some of these things get pushed, like I said, pushed around, passed around, thought, or they're made fun of, or it's not, right, or they think, oh, well, it's nothing new, like I said, they don't take this stuff very serious sometimes until light is really shown on it. And it can be very devastating to you as an individual. It does affect you mentally, physically, and it affects the people of how you treat them, how you see things, how you see other people, how you approach people. It makes you very wary. It makes you be seclusive. It also can make you very hypersensitive that you're always on guard. And you don't realize you're on guard. You're always at attention. You're always on basically what I call like you're on flight. You're on flight. You're not relaxing. You know what I mean? And sometimes being in this pattern of this, you forget how to relax. So the other steps you can take, you can talk to the VA and set up a psychiatric visit. You can set up a psychology visit. You can talk always with your doctor. You want to make sure that you're doing all the right steps. You want to make sure by you seeing your counselor that they're working with you, you're working with them, and you're reaching a goal, and that you're comfortable with this counselor, that they understand what you're going through, what you've been through, and they're not judging you. You want to, so I said, you find someone that you're comfortable with, someone that you can sit down and talk with, someone that, even if you got to find a private doctor, do that. Go to counseling if you can. Look at it on your medical HMO, Blue Cross and Blue Shield, or whatever you have, and seek out help of assistance, of making an appointment and talking about them, and tell them what you're going through, tell them what you're experiencing. Some of the things you experience today, you might not realize it is post-traumatic stress syndrome, also known as military sexual trauma that you experience. So they will give you these terms of exactly what it is that you keep saying, I apologize for that you experience. And they will set up steps and perimeters of what they can do. If not, they will refer you to a psychologist. If not, they'll refer you to a psychiatrist. Psychologist and psychiatrist. There's difference. So you might need to be on meds. Don't feel ashamed about that. You might need to get therapy. They might actually want you to go in a group session and talk about it and see how you feel. If you're comfortable with a group setting, go. If you're not, find if you can get one-on-one and begin your healing. These are things that you can do. If you cannot, there are different services that can help you. They have veteran services, county veteran services that can help you with your case. So each county and each state has a veteran county service officer that you can actually make an appointment, go in and sit down and talk with them. If not, they have other veterans that work for you that can look at your services. You have the American Vet Service, AMVET. You have the DAV, Disabled American Vet. You also have the American Legion. I'm trying to think who else works with you to get your application filed. You also have, there's a lot of plethora of them. When you go to the Veteran Affairs Administration Department, you will find out who works with you to help you start a claim if you would like to do a claim. Also, you can go to the VA at this present point. They are offering services for veterans that have some kind of psychological or mental health disorder for you to be seen. Excuse me, I have to drink some water. This is a very touching subject for me. And so you can go in and talk to these people and sit down and get help. Now, if you're not ready to talk about it and you need some time to digest. If you went through some struggles to get to the point that you're able to talk about it, please do. I had gotten some information that I wanted to share with you. I had this in the background. I hope you can see for basically for healing. And as you can say, I'm mishmash in a little bit of a mess today. This is not it. Hold on for 1 second. I had someone send me some information about this, how to help other vets with this. I'm going to step away for a minute, and I know I have this information, and the reason I'm stepping away is because I want you to be able to get the assistance that you need. Okay, I'm back. Like I said, I am a real person. Now, the Department of Veteran Affairs, they've started a program, as you can see this pamphlet, Leading with Respect. Okay? The Secretary of Veteran Affairs, Dennis McDougan, and Undersecretary for Health, Dr. Sharif Elhan, are basically saying VA is committed to ensuring your community is safe, welcoming, and a place that is free of harassment for all veterans, their family and caregivers, survivors, and employees. We thank you in honoring all those you encounter at any VA facility by treating them with dignity and respect. Okay? So they're saying they're a welcome environment. They are doing what they call Take the White Ribbon Pledge. Take the White Pledge means stand up to stop harassment. The White Ribbon initiative encourages everyone to commit to ending sexual harassment, sexual assault, domestic violence by taking the White Ribbon Pledge. This pledge demonstrates our dedication to the Veteran Affairs that is respectful and welcome, free of harassment and abusive behavior. Take this pledge today as part of the VA Affairs Culture of Respect. So where you can go for this is www.va.gov/health/harassment-free/. And what their goal is, only 3 goals or missions for this is basically gain confidence to recognize a situation where harassment or sexual assault can take place. 2, to increase your knowledge and skills to recognize potentially harmful situations and how to safely prevent them from escalating. 3, recognize when and how to seek out assistance with reporting harassment and sexual assault. Now, and they have training here, veteran training by standing training right here, which is needed. So they have numbers that you can reach out to This is basically for military sexual trauma or military sexual assault of any kind. I want this being clear what this episode is about. They're saying they're, welcoming, diverse, and respect. Let's call them to the mat and see what they're doing. Okay, stop harassment. So basically, it's VA Gov/stop, capital letters, STOP, hyphen, spelled out, harassment, in bold letters, capital letters, slash, heart of the matter, dot, ASP, stands for immediately, now, as soon as possible. Okay? Another one is VA, Veteran Affairs Intimate Partners Violence Assistance Program, which is a social work, which is, a website, sorry, www.socialwork.va.gov. Slash capital IPV. And I'm going to show it to you in a minute. Then you got Women's Health Center, because they always think it's always a woman and not a man. So, like I said, it could be a man. But for the women, which is most important, Women's Health.va.gov slash women's, in capital letters, health, for military sexual trauma is www.va.gov slash health hyphen care slash health hyphen need hyphen condition slash military hyphen sexual hyphen trauma slash. Then they got the Veterans Crisis Line, dial 988 for the crisis line on any phone. Now, to me, that brings me to, suppose you have a cell phone. I don't know if that'll work or not. See, that's something that needs to be discovered. So for Veterans Crisis Line, it is www.veteranscrisisline.net. And that is for chat or text or different options. So they say the passive recovery is unique for each individual. The VA has many programs and safe staff ready to help. Resources below are not inclusive of the VA support options. So they're reaching out. So designated point of contact. They're telling you, as I said, medical centers or clinics, patient advocates, VA Center, Veteran Centers Director, Veteran Benefits Office, Harassment Prevention Program Coordinator. So there's also another one number that you can call. Experience of harassment or sexual assault can also contact the primary care provider at a VA management, local law enforcement, while at the VA facility or office, or call 1-800-698-2411. That is 1-800-698-2411. Again, 1-800-698-2411. And that is 1-800-MY-VET-411. MY-VA 411. MY-VA 411. MY-VA 411. If you're calling away from a VA, a Veteran Affairs Property Clinic. And prohibited behaviors, they're saying offensive jokes or insults, rude or disrespectful flirting, rumors, gossip, intentionally misgendering, crude gestures, sexual remarks, catcalls, stalking, sexual touching, sexual advances, groping, sexual coercion. So, of course, we'll see. So, they want to foster a safe environment, holding ourselves accountable, looking out for one another, promoting dignity and civility. So, this I received personally. I went out to a lot of people that been through the crap that I've been through. By the name of Dennis McDoudall. Dondo. I don't know how to pronounce the man's name, but that is something that was put out December 5th of 2022. And the thing is that it's so funny, like I said, in the 1990s they were talking about it, but not much was thought about it or placed about it or other things that you don't think about. You know what I'm saying? So these incidents can actually show up as physical in your life, in your body, in your mind, in your concept and how you perceive each person. We forget that sometimes being in the military, that it can be not just daunting but challenging, but also I had an uncle that said to me he told him that I can go in his Navy. So sometimes it can be chauvinistic too. And yes, he was a chauvinistic pig, and I'll say that to his face. And I've had some done so. Now I don't know. Now since he's old, I don't know. Maybe he's changed. But my dad was not a chauvinistic pig. My dad believed that anything I want to do, I could do and do better. And when I went in the service, because my dad was also a service man, military man, I expected to be treated the same way, but also my dad tried to prepare me for going in the service and what it might be like. He tried his best. He basically told me about certain drinks. When I went out, do not go out drinking. My dad made sure I was prepared early to be able to drink so I would not get drunk and not be taken advantage of. My dad tried his ever-loving best to make sure that I wouldn't experience some of the things that I experienced. And my dad was truly disappointed when I shared with him the things that I had experienced, the pain that I had suffered, and how I went out. When I came out the service, I'm going to be honest, I was a broken individual from that experience. It did not leave a pleasant taste in my mouth. It did not leave a pleasant thought. It made me feel very disrespected, disregarded, and humiliated. The best time I thought about was when it was over and I was out, and the relief I was to actually be away from all of the traumas and dramas. The things that you experience, even sexual harassment in boot camp, and you wouldn't think that's supposed to be a safe haven. But you always get some disrespectful knucklehead that don't have a clue and don't understand the words that they say. It's harassment, and you think that another female officer that sees this would be right there for you. And you learn quickly that that's not the case. You learn quickly on the ship sometimes that's not the case because they don't want to get involved and they don't want to be targeted themselves. So it can be a double-edged sword, but also It also makes you rethink. It also can make you very reclusive. I mean, staying to yourself, be a hermit. It can also make you, if you didn't have the person, be very timid. But also, it can make you come out fighting and very on guard, and anybody that steps to you, you're ready to chop their head off. And people are like, I don't even know why she's like that. What has she been through? So next time you see somebody, just think that what have they been through to go through that? Why are they like that? Because not everybody is just like that. They have their reasons and emotional things they're dealing with, or they have not dealt with, and they thought, and they're on guard and don't realize that their behavior is like, I'm I'm not dealing with my situation. So everything they say is a battlefield, and everything they walk on is like a mine. If you know what a mine is, a bomb. You know, you got those bombs that are in the fields that blow up. So if you step to the right or step to the left, you might be blown up. So they're always on defense. They're guarding because they feel like they're going to be blown up. Trust me. I thought, I would share these numbers and information with you so that you could actually get some help. This is the pamphlet they send you to get help. You'll get a letter. And yes, that's addressed to me from the Veterans Affairs. And to me, it just looked like it's just one of a million. They just popped it out and it came across their desk and they decided to just deal with it. And it's okay. At least it's got some kind of acknowledgement of what I went through. Now, will they be punished? Are they still in? I've been out since the 90s. Hopefully they will. Hopefully they will. So I thought I'd share that with you and letting you know, like I said, why it was dear to my heart, because I understand. I've been there. But guess what? I know this. The day is coming. The numbers are up. Do not be afraid. If you need someone, call those numbers I gave you. Listen back. I myself, I see a counselor myself. I talk to my counselor. I've been in and out counseling for MST for so many years, and then I stopped because someone that did not understand the correct diagnosis of it gave me the wrong diagnosis of it and said I had some other issues and it was not the military's fault. Uh, her exact words was, I was a narcissist. And I wasn't a good mom and stuff like that. So when someone says that, it played with my mind for a lot until I heard from my mom. My biological mother said, the one thing I can say about you, you are a damn good mother. You are a damn good mother. That's what I'm good at, being a mom, taking care of my kids, putting my kids and making sure they got the best of what my kids, my children that I gave birth to made me a better person. My children helped me come out of my shell. My children showed me that all these things were just experiences. So I am so grateful for them and them choosing me as a mother, and I want to say out there, sis, bruh, brother, you're out there. If you're experiencing this, pick up the phone. Don't go and your life is not worth it. Your life is so special. They have something glamorous written on your life. What you experience is horrific. And I sincerely give you my apologies from them because of which level they're working at. I apologize for them. I send you, healing and a lot of healing energy. And I encourage you, please, 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 seek help, seek assistance, talk about it. Don't let them make you feel like a victim and it can continue to victimize you. As I said, I refuse to be victimized. I refuse to be victimized. I will be the victor. I refuse to be victimized. I am the victor. I am the victor. I am not the victim. I am the victor. I am not the victim. Those are words when you say, you look in the mirror and you think about it. Those lessons are things that I learned. And what did I learn from them? I learned that I am a blessing. I learned that I have a lot to offer. I learned that I can encourage others. I learned what it is about myself that I needed to learn. I learned some different things. So I'm just saying, what did you learn from this experience? What have you been doing in this experience? Have you been hiding? Have you been not associating? Have you felt comfortable with COVID? Have you been uncomfortable with COVID? Are you uncomfortable in a crowded area? These are some things you need to look at that you might experience. Are you comfortable in uncomfortable in the elevator? Are you uncomfortable, being in a certain environment, a closed environment? Are you uncomfortable, being out in the world? These are things that stuff. When are you most uncomfortable? What is your comfort zone? Being home in your robe, in your room with nothing, watching shades down. Is that what it is? Are you comfortable like that? Does that make you comfortable? Shades down, everything blocked in, nothing can get in or out. Is that your comfort zone? If it is, please, love, get some help. Seek someone to talk to. And I encourage everybody to talk and love.